Hi guys, and welcome back to another F1 24 driver career mode with Lando Norris. As you can see, we have a sprint qualifying and a sprint today. So we'll start off with the sprint qualifying in the wet, and we'll do the 10 laps of the sprint. But right now we are sitting quite closely to our target on an 89 rating. Let's get in to the sprint qualifying, and let's see if we can finish high.
We haven't said for a little while. Welcome along to qualifying in China. After a few years' absence from the calendar, it is great to be back here. But just who is going to put their car on pole?
Yeah, so it's sprint qualifying. I'm pretty sure it's just straight up SQ3, SQ1, SQ3, yeah. Okay, and it's in the wet tyres. Yeah, so let's get the first lap on. Let's go and get our first lap done. Let me check the fuel actually first. Okay, I'll check 4 laps. Right, let's go. Let's go and get our first lap done.
Track is wet right now. Feel your way around the conditions before you start pushing the car.
Go warm the tyres up. Make sure we're ready to get the sprint done with. Right, let's go. Behind, don't know what team that is, but behind someone. Let's pull up the tyre map. What's the closest behind? What we'll do is we'll try and give him a little bit more space, so I'll let him go a bit more. We'll take our time, we'll slow it down. We'll warm these up a bit more, like this. For me, this is the best way to warm the tyres up. Warming the brakes at the same time. So yeah, if I can get at least a top 10 in SQ1 and SQ2, and then go for top 3 in SQ3, I'll be happy that way. Because the top 3 starting the sprint would be good. Sorry about that, guys. I had to mute there. There was some housework going on outside. So it was a bit loud, so I had to mute it so you didn't hear it. We should be ready for this lap. If we have enough fuel, we could probably do 2 laps. Put it onto standard now. Get ready for the lap. Keep doing this a little bit. Make sure the tyres are all ready for the lap. Otherwise, it won't go well. Put into hot mode early. Get ourselves ready. Little corner. Put on the corner. Now, let's go and smash this hot lap. Let's go. See how we do, guys. Not too bad so far, I'd say. Hit the apexes, had decent speed for that long right-hander in turn 1. So where we will do it okay. Not too great through here. This corner is all about keeping it steady and keeping it flat basically. It is all about keeping it as tight as possible and get a good braking zone for this, so as to open up a good exit onto this straight. So we use a bit of ERS down here, nice and braking early, turning well, use all the curb here, go out wide, and then what I do is I bring it in nice and tight through here, and then you burn the ERS up to the point where you feel like you've done enough. There we go. That's all about perfecting this hairpin and the exit, being able to set up the last corner, which is one of the hardest corners on this track. And it was good. I'd say that's at least P2, P1. Decent lap, very good lap I'd say. So yeah, let's move on to our second lap. Depending on what times other people do put in, we may not need to do a second lap, so we'll see. We'll move forward slightly. Yeah, I'd say we did it. I don't think we needed to do another lap.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
There you go. Sprint Q1. We finished P1 by barely anything compared to Max. Oscar weren't too far behind. So let's move to SQ2.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions. All clear the garage, please. Car's ready to leave.
For this lap, we're pretty much gonna have to do what we did in SQ1 and just get a nice little lap time in, and if we think it's a good enough time, we can stay at the pit and not have to go again. So yeah, let's try and do the same again. Get out earlier this time and try and smash it more. Try and do a lot better this time and probably gain even more, so that we're not under a tenth away from Max. I would like to be more than a tenth away from Max Verstappen, since he's the man to beat this year as well as the other years. But obviously this year in real life seemed a lot more easier for everyone. But Max is still winning races as per usual. I don't think it surprises anyone that Max is winning every single race. But to say that, Ferrari's won 2 races this year, McLaren's won 1, which means Max has won Bahrain, Saudi, Imola, and what was the other one? China. Did he win Japan? I can't remember. But he won China, so that's 4 or 5. That is 1. But yeah, at the minute Max is looking likely to still be winning the drivers' constructors, and Red Bull probably still win the constructors if Perez sticks where he is normally, and Max is always in the top 2. But yeah, other than that, it's been going well for the teams, but not for Aston Martin and Mercedes, who are really struggling with that car, like they do every single year. Since Max won in 2021 with that controversial win, it's not been the same for Lewis. But anyways, let's see what we can do on this first hot lap in SQ2. Let's see what we can do in this first lap on SQ2, and this time not go wide into turn 1. Come on, let's focus now. It's not too bad so far. I feel like we lost a bit of pace with Sargent there. It's not too bad. Logan Sargent's P2. What?
Sergeant's ahead.
Keep it nice and tight. As well as this corner coming up. Keep this nice as tight. Not lose the rear end either. Because that would be good. Nice, keep these tight. Nice and easy. Power. Sorry about that. Message popped up. This time we'll keep it flat. Get a nice exit through here. Use the slipstream of Sargent to get a good bit of power down the straight. We'll burn the ARS. Sticking in behind Logan to use this to give us an extra bit of power. Plus we're gonna maybe have to go for a move here. We have to do that. Sorry Sergeant, but I have to do it. I'm quicker than you and you were in my way. What is he doing? Oh, you got to be kidding me, lad. You've got to be kidding me. Why are you there? You're ruining my lap. You're in the way. But anyways, let's just finish it. It should be quicker than what Albon's done. No matter what. There we go. 44.4. Miles quicker than you dick. Alright, let's move on. And hopefully we don't have to do a second lap in SQ2.
Intermediate tyres are your best bet in the current conditions.
With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
As you can see, we've done it again with a P1 in SQ2, but this time 8/10 ahead of Max, which is ridiculous to be honest. Which is a ridiculous bit of pace compared to Max these days. I think the sprint is going to be quite good considering how I'm actually feeling on this track at the minute in the wet. So what's the weather like? Is it wet out there? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to go on wet tyres, and then I'm guessing
Okay, engines fired up, we're set.
that the last lap people are going to be on dries. I'm gonna guess that, but if not, then obviously I'll try and get back in and get another lap in other cases. In other cases, you know. Yeah, let's get out on track and try and finish top 2. P2 at least. Because SQ1 and SQ2 doesn't mean anything. Because SQ3 is the one that takes all the scoring, takes all the results and takes it to the main sprint race. As well as the normal race qualifying. But you know, which means we're going to really have to push a lot harder than we did in SQ1 and SQ2. Because Max is probably not pushing to his limit. As we were 8/10 ahead of him, which seems a bit odd. Considering the AI level I use. I normally use 90, but I've got it on 92. 92% AI. So it should be a lot more difficult. I might have to bump it up to 94 and 95 just to make it slightly more difficult for me, because this seems a little bit too easy, I must say. But yeah, how are these tyres looking? Are they nice and in temperature? Yep, nice. After this race I feel like I'm going to have to change all my components up a bit. As you can see, the gearbox on the ICE is starting to wear a lot harder. But anyways, let's get onto the lap. The first lap in SQ3. Got to be a good one. Got to be a good one. Just gonna have to Be a cracking lap.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
Well, here goes nothing. Our first lap in SQ3. Let's do it. Ooh, it's too wide through there. Not very good. I think I lost a bit of time through there. Definitely gonna have to do another lap after this one. If I keep it all like this. 5 minutes to go already. Bloody hell, how long's the session? 7 minutes I think it said. No, it was like 10 minutes, wasn't it? But obviously we missed a few seconds by figuring out the tyres and all this stuff. This feels like a really bad lap so far, guys. We'll see though. Don't touch that curb, that's what messes me up. That's what messes the entire lap up, touching that curb. But anyways, we're going to have to burn our ERS all the way down this straight to be able to be in the chance of being in the good position. But anyways, let's keep pushing. 44.8 we have to beat from Leclerc. That's nice. 44.6 now. 44.6 still from Oscar. What's Max gonna do? And what are we gonna do? We're gonna be miles behind. Yeah, we're miles behind. Let's go again. Keep going. Right, let's save the ERS and do another lap. And Max is behind us now. That's a really bad sprint qualifying lap, I must say. Brother, what are you doing? I'm gonna skip this corner through here, because then you can get around a bit quicker. Try and get around this track quickly to get another lap in. Let's let him through so we can get a good bit of timing. We can save our ERS in peace.
Just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Stroll man, move out of the way! What are you doing, you idiot? You're in people's way, you bloody moron. Move out of the way, Leclerc. I'm the one that's nice compared to Sainz. What on earth was he doing? I move out the way to let him through so we can go out, move out of my way. And he just stops on the other side of the track. I don't know, they are absolutely ridiculous on this game, I'm sorry but they are.
You're lapping slower than your teammate. Your teammate is faster.
Run these bad boys up, come on. Right. Right. Let's do our second lap in SQ3. Let's go and beat Max Verstappen. Come on! Let's do this. Let's pray. Let's see how well we can go. I'm gonna concentrate, guys. 1 minute. Wish me luck on my SQ3 qualifying last lap.
Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:44.0. 5 cars as things stand. Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Piastri and Alonso. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Hamilton, Stroll and Albon. And just behind us are fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 44.0. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:44.0.
.44.6. Where does that put us? So that puts us 6th for the sprint race coming up next.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Right, so that does not give us anything. You'd really think qualifying would give us more pace, but I guess not. Anyways, up next, what should I say? Coming up next is the Chinese sprint race. 25%, meaning 10 laps of straight pace around the Chinese Grand Prix. Let's go to the sprint race and let's see if we can win it to gain 8 points. Let's go.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint, not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars brake into the tight hairpin at turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Albon, Russell, Joe, Sargent, Bottas, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ocon, Ricciardo, Gasly, Magnussen, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. Plenty to talk about when it comes to Max Verstappen at the moment. He's on our screen, so let's talk Max. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. As we all know, every single driver wants to know what's required of them, and in the case of this driver, I think things are pretty stable at the moment. They're doing what the team require.
Well, that's the thing, you know, as a driver, it's easy to feel like you're the individual. It's all about you, and you want to further your career the best you can, but you have to have the team hat on as well and play the team game, work with your teammate as best you can. It's not an easy balance to figure out.
Okay, Let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna run the medium strategy like they said. So we are in P6. Let's give ourselves a target of getting top 3, being on the podium. Right. Let's get this sprint underway. Oh, I forgot about the formation. Well, means we got to get these bad boys. So, right. Do you see that blue smiley face above Piastri's
Launch
head?
map is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Yeah. So that blue face above Piastri's head is the rival teammate drive. What's going on here? Anyways, that's the teammate rival thing. So yeah, let's skip this formation lap since we've had this stupid little thing because I slightly touched the back of an Aston Martin's wing. So let's get this sprint race on the way. Here we go. Let's go. 4 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Stick it. Stick to the inside. Maybe go for an outside move. Not letting Albon go for any positions. Keep it nice and simple. While we're going 3 wide with Leclerc and Albon, we will get the better traction exit through there, and we will stick ahead of Albon and Leclerc. As we can see our teammate and Alonso are going at each other, as Piastri looks to lose a position to Alonso. As you can see, you see that blue smiley face above Piastri's head. He's my teammate, and that's our teammate rivalry. We have to beat him to get a better thing there. But anyways, back to the race at hand. We have saved our positions and gained the position on Leclerc, because he did overtake us into turn 1. But then we went side by side, 3 wide with Leclerc and Albon, and we stuck the position as he gets a good little bit of straight line. Let's say this year I think AI has a good straight line pace compared to me, the driver, the user, as there is. Fighting going ahead, 4P1 up ahead. As we come on to lap 2, we are.
Use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
As we look to make a move on Piastri, there is other cars going 2 wide, as Alonso looks to make the move on Perez for P3, as they're going side by side. Perez sticks it on the inside, but they're still going side by side through this corner, as we're still stuck behind our teammate. They're going side by side through this corner. I'm pretty sure someone's going to have to stick it out, and Alonso does stick it out. As we go for the move on our teammate, P5, as we do make it a good move on the inside. And we stick it into P5. As I look to follow Alonso through. It looks like Alonso is going to go and try and make another move on Perez. But has he got enough straight line speed to make that move stick? We might be able to make a little dive bomb here. As we do on Alonso. We make it 2 wide with Alonso. We go for a little dive bomb. We'll try and stick it on the outside. We will go around the outside of the final corner. We go off track. But we make the move stick. We are now up into P4. As there's a move for P1. Sainz overtakes Max Verstappen for P1. as we do catch back up to the top 3. We will try and stick behind the top 3 until we see one of them make a mistake, or we have enough pace to be able to make a move stick on Perez. I don't think we're close enough to make the move here, unless we are, which we could be. No, we're not. We have to slow down a bit, but we are looking like we've got decent pace compared to Perez. I'm not too sure about Max and signs of head, but I know I've got decent pace compared to Perez. As we look behind us, our teammate Piastri did get past Alonso, so he must have overtook Alonso while we were fighting Perez up front a little bit. As we use the DRS, as Max looks to overtake Sainz to retake his lead, but Sainz does stick it around the side, around the inside, but then concedes the position to Max, and he goes back down to P2.
Good job, that was the fastest
And
lap of the race so far.
Sainz is looking to make another move to try and change the race lead position again, but Max sticks it around the inside and keeps to P1. As we do get a good run on there, we could go for a move on Perez,
The Red Bull drivers just completed
but we're
the
not.
pass for the lead.
We're not close enough through there. Could be close enough if we have a good little run through here and we make the move like we did on Piastri. Can we do it? We look for it. It does give us the room, but we can't make it stick, and I do my own little mistake. What I'm going to do now is not go for a move and wait for the DRS detection zone so we can make a move in more professional way, as we are seeing drivers up front retake the lead and regain the lead a couple of times. We've had 2 different switches in 4 laps for the race lead so far. Both drivers in P1 and P2 have led this Grand Prix for 2 laps each. It could be more moves for the leading position in this race, as we get a good run down through there. As we almost go into the back of Perez, we outbrake ourselves. We get a nice run through that penultimate corner. Can we go around the outside on Perez through T1 into turn 2? We could have made that stick, but I thought not to. Let's try and save some more DRS and then go for a move in a more sensible position, as it looks like Max is starting to pull away from Sainz now with that Red Bull's pace coming in a little bit more. As we do get a nice exit through that corner, as we go side by side with Perez. Can we make the move stick? Yes, we can. Perez gives us the space. We stick it side by side. We make a clean move into P3, and we are now up onto the podium, which is where I wanted to be, which is my goal. My goal was to be P3, or top 3 should I say. So now we're going to have to really push and get that DRS and stick with Sainz to keep Perez behind us still. Sainz does get really close to Max there, as we brake quite nicely through the hairpin. We get another good exit through to that final corner. Can we hold Perez behind us? And can we make a move on Sainz and then maybe the move on Max if we go really wide through turn 2, coming into turn 3. As we don't get the best traction through there. Perez does seem a lot closer to us now, due to how our traction through that corner earlier. But through here, we do get a good exit, as we do look to try and get signs and make another move for P2. Okay, just under 4 laps remaining. Let's see what our engineer says once we get onto this main straight. Full race update.
Okay, you've got P3, well done. Okay, Sainz is ahead of you, less than a second separating you. They're on old mediums. Perez is behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, just 5 laps till the end.
As you can see, I'm charging my ARS behind signs at the moment, so that once we get onto the main straight, we have enough ERS charge to keep Perez behind us, and maybe it would help us go for a move.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Okay. Seeing as he says we need to look after the tyres, we are on 23% on the front left. Pretty bad for 7 laps on mediums. But as you can see why the tyres do wear quite often. As you can see the difference in tyre temperature on the wheel, on the tyres. 103 front left, 96 front right. That's that's 8% difference on the front tyres compared to 2% difference on the rear tyres. But now we do get that run, and we will use that ARS as well as the DRS, which will keep us ahead of Perez and in a good chance of maybe going for a P2 position. But if we can't make the P2 position stick, and we can stick ahead of Perez for P3, I will take those points, because it's a podium and it's some good points. So far we've gained 3 positions and we're looking good. We'll get a very good exit through there, to be fair, as we are very close behind Sainz. We do tap his rear ring. Does that give us damage though? It looks like we didn't get damage, but I need to see what the engineer says. The engineer's not answering it, so what we'll do, we'll leave it for a lap. We'll get to we'll get to the penultimate lap, and we'll ask him again. Actually, I think I know why. Grab in front. There we go.
The second separates you. They're on old mediums. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old, and the time last lap 1 minute 35.4. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 per lap.
So far, this race has been quite stable. Since we've got up into P3, the race has been very stable. We'll take that DRS, and we'll try and get this to work again. It seems like vehicle condition does not work, but Sainz looked for a move on Max there, but Max defended well, moving to the inside slightly and stopped him, as we get quite a good little run through there. As we are getting a very good little run through here. We will look to see if we can make a move on Sainz, as we are on the inside of him. He does give us the space, as we will have the inside for this corner, and we do make the move stick on the penultimate lap to take P2.
9 Nice move.
as we
Good
will
job.
have DRS on Verstappen for the last lap. So what we'll do, we will save some ERS up. We will try and stick with him. Not by doing that, as it does get out the DRS, don't it? As I did mess up quite badly. So what I'm going to have to do now, instead of using DRS, I will have to burn my ERS to keep Carlos Sainz away from us and make sure we can keep our P2. We will have to defend and keep him out of our slipstream, as we do this quite nicely so far. We move to the inside to defend him, we will brake, and we will keep him behind us in P3, as we will stick to our P2. That's what we need to do now for this lap, on the final lap of the race.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
On the final lap of this race, we need to get a good run through here to get back in to DRS zone of Max, to be able to either make a move or use him to keep Sainz behind us. We'll have to get a good run through sector 2 to be able to do so. This section right here is the most important section, because it will tell us where we are and if we have a chance to win this sprint race. But we do only just get it, I believe. I believe we just get it. I'm not too certain. But Sainz was out of our DRS, but Max wasn't, I don't believe. We do get the DRS on Max, as we do go to the inside, and we get a very, very good run through there, as he has no DRS whatsoever. But we get a really bad corner through there. But we have the run on Max, as we do go and win the Chinese sprint.
We're coming for Red Bull. Let's keep up the work. Incredible. Thank you to everyone in the factory, everyone here trackside. Love you all so much. Thank you.
Well, that's an end to the sprint action. Next up, we'll set the grid for the Grand Prix. So we'll see you next time.
Okay, there we go. We have just gone and won the sprint for the Chinese Grand Prix. And Oscar, our teammate, finishes 6th. In the drivers, that puts us up to 8th now. And constructors keeps us just behind Mercedes, should I say. As we are gaining that experience back and our pace back. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, like and comment down below, and in the next video we will be doing the qualifying and the main race for the Chinese Grand Prix. If you like this video, please subscribe, have fun, tell your loved ones you love them, and goodbye.